Welcome back, our dear viewers. We are joined via phone call with our second guest for this evening, Dr. Vivek Singhal, dermatologist. Of course, it's a pleasure to have you with us, doctor.
It's a pleasure to be with you again, and good evening to the viewers and listeners of this show.
Of course, doctor, today we have a lot of questions for you, and first of the questions is, we'd like to know more about facelift. So can you tell us more about facelift, especially with liquids? What is it exactly?
Yeah. So liquid facelift is considered a newer modality. As we all know, facelift used to be a surgical procedure, and it was done by doing small surgeries around the ear so that we can lift up the sagging skin on the face. But this is a new strategy or a technique which is called liquid facelifting, and it helps in sagging over the face for mild to moderate cases without surgery. So this is the important point, that now we can improve the sagging of the skin without surgery. Earlier, only surgery was the option, but with the liquid facelifting, it's a non-surgical technique to improve the sagging, which is of mild to moderate degree. So it's a minimally invasive procedure. There is no downtime. It has low cost, and it does not have side effect in the hands of trained dermatologist or the trained doctor.
So, doctor, does it give the same effect as the surgery?
So, surgery still stays the gold standard. So, if the case is severe or has more sagging, this is the gold standard. But this is an option for people who cannot take like 2 weeks out of their busy schedule or 3 weeks out of their busy schedule. As we know, after surgery, there is always a sagging, there is always a downtime. But with this procedure, as we call it a lunchtime procedure, it can be finished within like half an hour and you are back to work. So it's a boon for people who do not have time to undergo the knife.
Of course, it's more convenient for people with much busier life, especially as you mentioned, ones that cannot take time off from work. So does this technique change facial features as well?
So that's a very good question, and I like to clarify it for the viewers because there is a lot of misconception about this new technique. It only helps to restore the features of the face. It does not change the person from one to another. No. It only restores the features. It helps in changing to a youthful form. So we do a liquid facelift and we see that we are giving a youthful appearance to the person. There is no sudden abrupt changes on the face. It helps to give a natural, fresh, restored looks to the face.
Of course. I would like to know more about the liquid used in facelift. So can you tell us what does the liquid does inside the skin in order to help with the facelift?
Yeah, that's a very nice question again. So what we do, liquid facelift is not one procedure. It's a combination of procedures which we use precisely. So we use Botox, for example. We use fillers of different types like gels, powders, in liquid at strategic points. So we use strategic points on the face, and we use them in small quantities so that not to give the appearance of an alien face. Usually the fillers that we use are mainly of hyaluronic acid, but we occasionally use other type of fillers like calcium hydroxyapatite, PMLA, PLLA or PDO or other types as well. So it's basically the liquid material like either Botox or fillers that we use for giving the desired changes.
So is there any side effects in this process? Usually sometimes there are side effects when it comes to these kind of injections or even liquid facelifts.
So as I mentioned, it's a minimally invasive procedure. It's very safe with minimal downtime, but still it is a surgical procedure. It's a procedure which has to be done by experts and board certified dermatologists or experienced qualified plastic surgeon. So usually in safe hands, we don't see side effects or complications from this procedure, but occasionally there might be slight bruises or might be slight swelling after the procedure, which subside in a couple of days.
So this is very common and normal, so nothing to be alert or afraid of.
Yes, it's a very common procedure that we do nowadays, and it has the best thing is the results are so fast. So when we go for a facelift, we have to wait for the results to happen, and at the same time there is a lot of downtime which happens. But with this, we get a result which is immediate or within a couple of days.
Of course. And what about the benefits of this technology? Of course, I think one of the benefits is waiting a few days to see the results, but we'd like to know more about other benefits.
So the major benefit of this is the need to avoid the surgery. So we don't need to undergo the knife. We don't need to go under the anesthesia. The cost is much less of this procedure. It gives a youthful appearance to the person and improves the looks of the person. It reduces the tiredness, the sagging of the skin on the person, and it also improves the radiance of the skin because the skin has a tight appearance on the skin, and hence it gives a shiny appearance to the skin. It works as an anti-aging modality. So in a nutshell, what I will like to say, it's a boon for people who do not want the surgery or who do not have the time to undergo the knife and do not have the time to wait for the recovery.
Of course, we thank you so much for your time, Dr. Ruvik. It was really a pleasure to have you via phone call, and hopefully next time we'll have you back here in the studios of Hala, Kuwait.
Thank you for having me on the show. Thank you.
It's our pleasure.